All right, guys, let's open this box. Oh, wait. Do not open from the top. Okay, we got to open it a different way, guys. let's get going and see. So it takes a little bit for the assist to get going, and then we'll see how it goes. How are you? Good. And we'll see how it goes, guys. That's flat ground. I can't quite turn this. Let's see. Let us see. I can't quite turn this with my gloves on. So something's going on, I think. Oh, there we go. I think I'm just weak. I think I am just weak. Okay. Turns fine, apparently. All right. So let's go. So the one thing, there we go. Yeah, oh yeah, that's way different. That's a way different ride, way different feel. So when you have it going like you're going up a hill, which I'm not, I'm kind of going flat, it works pretty well. When I had it on flat, it was difficult. A little difficult anyway. The only thing I don't have on this bike right now is a mirror. Trying to turn the headlight on. I think I got the headlight on. And I got the light on the back of the helmet on. But I do have a rear view light I need to turn on. So I'm going to come up down here and turn around, and then we'll see how this goes. I don't have everything hooked on real good. My phone just popped over. Yeah, I just put the phone on just before I left, just to see how it worked. But, wow, this bike is doing 21. So I'll tell you a little bit about it as soon as I pull over and turn that rear tail light on, and maybe do something about this phone. Brake, I'm using the front brake. Turn this light on the back. That's on. I've got the front headlight flashing now. Anyway, let's get going on this bike. The pedal assist picks up really within the first spin, maybe half a spin. I think initially it didn't, but I think on the first, when I first started off, when I first woke it up, it took about a spin and a half. The bike, it feels fast. I'm going 18 miles an hour. And so a couple of things about the bike. It's a mid-drive MPF motor, 250 watts, 500 watt peak. This feels a whole lot different than the Kalkoff 250 watt that I bought many years ago. Yeah, it feels very refined. It feels good. It's more work than a hub drive, but I think it's only on the startup and the when you start rolling because the motor is not running. So about a half a spin harder, and then it becomes easy. The way this bike is, it's a true Class 1 bike. There is a module to make it a Class 3 bike, and in talking to Vvolt, they said that they would ship that to me. So when that comes in, we'll do a video on swapping that out and see how it rides as a Class 3 bike. This one definitely feels different than my old bike, my old Kalkoff. So this has 80 Newton meters of torque, so that could be a difference. Yeah, so, you know, this bike doesn't look like an electric bike except for a little bit of the down tube, but the bike itself is made in Taiwan. I think it's designed in North America, and the company is based out of right here in Portland, Oregon. Right here in Portland, Oregon. The director, vice president, something like that. Anyway, he reached out to me asked me if I would take the bike and review it, and I said absolutely. Looked at the bike, thought, man, that's a beautiful bike. So they gave it to me back in early December, early November maybe, and said, review it when you have a chance, not a rush. And so it sat in a box, and I just didn't have time to review it because I got a lot of other little things going on. And then I knew I wanted to do it after the first of the year because I knew I was having a new splash page on my channel, and I just figured it would fit real well with the new splash page and the new intro and the new intro and outro to my video. So this has 4 gears and 5 PAS levels. So it comes in another color too. I think it's a darker color, and that dark color I think is $500 more at this point in time. Maybe it's because they have more white to sell. So if you're okay with white, you'll save $500 right now. So yeah, it's a beautiful bike, guys. Beautiful bike. The one thing about it, it does have 160 millimeter rotors versus 180, but with being thin tires, and it brakes just fine. I don't see a whole big deal about that. Would 180s make it brake better? Maybe a little bit, but the brakes are really good. So I rode out to the church. Now I'm riding back. Oh my goodness, look at that. Let me show you. I'm going to pull over and show you. Best view of Mount Hood I've ever seen. At least I've ever showed you. So on this route, today was a clear day, and I didn't notice it until I turned around and looked up and saw it. It's it's a beautiful, beautiful mountain. So I've taken everything apart to see if I could take the photo and hopefully don't disconnect my audio. But man, that's beautiful. I haven't seen it all year looking better than it does right now. Yeah, there's just been too much smoke and other things. So the problem now is I'm just going to be staring at it all the way home, so I may not talk about anything. Anyway, it's very pretty, very pretty. And the way the sun's on that angle on it, it's because the clouds aren't quite there yet, and it looks really good. And I honestly believe that's the prettiest mountain in North America. Headlight and tail light aren't integrated into the bike. These are rechargeable head and tail light. I'm not a person that rides at night, so recharging them, and they last a long time. So in the summer, when I get to ride it, I won't have all this gear on, and it'll be a nice riding bike. It's absolutely silent. I cannot hear it at all. So now I'm going to take it onto the gravel road, and I'm going to turn around. This is 3/4 minus. When I turn around, I'm going to ride through the gravel just to see how it rides through 3/4 minus. So we'll pull to a stop, and now we'll take off. And we're in PAS 5 and 0, so it's a little stiff because I am in the wrong gear, but it's still got to go. If I would have had the gears in the highest gear, it would have been easier to go. Highest gear, lowest gear, whatever you call it, it would have been easier to take off. Yeah, right now I'm going about 10.7. Yeah, 3/4 minus roads, not so bad. It's pretty easy. It can ride on about that kind of road or crushed rock road. I wouldn't ride it on that 1.5 inch minus or whatever. I wouldn't ride it on that, but a 3/4 minus road is fine. All right, we're going to come up this hill here, and I think we're going about 14 miles an hour. And yeah, it's not slowing down. My thighs have a little bit of burn in them. Not bad, not much. I'm sure I could handle it for 4 or 5 minutes, this amount of burn. And yeah, not enough to complain about, actually. Yeah, like working lightly on exercise equipment kind of thing. Yeah, All right, I'm up, and I'm not even pedaling right now. I'm just coming around the corner. Anyway, this bike is pretty good, actually. So we had a really good 2022 at the end here, and I'm looking forward to 2023 now, and hopefully everything goes well for me. I'm trying to lose another 30 pounds. I lost 33 already, and let's just see how it goes. So, yeah, this bike is a recommend as well. This is a very nice bike. You know, it's not a cheap bike by any means. It's a mid-drive. If you're looking for a mid-drive commuter or road bike, this is pretty good. Just rode this 10 miles, and this seat right here, this seat for 10 miles was okay. I think for 20 miles, I was riding this on a daily, I might change that out to a puff seat. You know, one of them puff seats that make your bottom all squishy and nice. And the only other thing maybe is maybe a suspension post. I don't know. I don't know that it's that big of a deal. When the F motor was great. It really performs well, and this is, like I said, this is a very, very quiet bike. That little thing on the back, that's its cadence sensor to tell how fast you're going, or your speedometer. Yeah, guys, great bike. Great bike. If you like this video, or you like the bike, please give me a subscribe. Is this a bike for an 85-year-old man? Probably not. Is it a bike for someone who's maybe 75 and fit? Maybe 78 and fit? Yeah. I'll tell you what. My father-in-law lives in Chicago, and he's 87 years old. He rides a bike almost all year round. It's a electric bike. It's not a regular bike. It's an electric bike, so he needs the assistance, and he even rides it. I asked him the other day. I said, he's a south suburb of Chicago, so he gets snow, rain, gets cold weather, all that cold weather. And I said, man, do you ride in the winter in Chicago? And he goes, yeah, I do. I said, why and how? He goes, any clear day, he rides. Vvolt, you knock this one out of the park, baby. You knock this one out of the park. This is a great bike. Great bike.